Corruption is rampant in the American democracy factory. The congressional committee probing the events of January 6th is expected to subpoena Ginny Thomas, the wife of Supreme Court Justice Clarence Thomas. Multiple news outlets reported on text messages obtained by the committee that showed Ginny Thomas urging White House Chief of Staff Mark Meadows to ramp up efforts to overturn the 2020 election to keep Trump in power. Quote, "Help this great president stand firm, Mark. You are the leader with him, who is standing for America's constitutional governments at the precipice. The majority knows Biden and the left is attempting the greatest heist of our country," read one message from Thomas to Meadows. In the text, Thomas urged Meadows to appoint Sidney Powell, a far right-wing lawyer who pushed pretty zany election conspiracy theories, to head Trump's legal team. His wife's long history of right-wing activism and associations have often cast doubt on the neutrality of Justice Clarence Thomas, as they should. The Supreme Court ruled in January that the White House had to release thousands of documents to committee investigators, and only one justice dissented in that case. And yes, it was Clarence Thomas. Federal judges, including those on the High Court, are required to recuse themselves from cases in which their impartiality could be questioned. And there is no doubt that Judge Thomas should have done so, given that his wife was pretty much providing legal advice to the White House while the case was being argued before him. There are no actual mechanisms to enforce ethics rules on the Supreme Court, beyond Congress taking up impeachment. So far, no plans to do that, although Democrats are calling on Thomas to recuse himself from future litigation involving the Trump administration and January 6th. In perhaps even bigger news than corruption on the Supreme Court, a separate federal court ruled that it was likely that former President Trump broke the law with his efforts to overturn the 2020 election. The case focused on documents belonging to attorney John Eastman, who provided counsel to President Trump after the election and wrote the now infamous memo urging Vice President Mike Pence to object to the counting of electoral votes and initiate a process to overturn the election results. The January 6th committee wanted access to those records, but Eastman claimed that they were protected under attorney-client privilege. The committee then argued successfully before the court that those considerations should be waived, since both Eastman and Trump knew their activities were illegal. According to Judge David Carter's ruling, quote, "Dr. Eastman and President Trump launched a campaign to overturn a democratic election, an action unprecedented in American history. Their campaign was not confined to the ivory tower. It was a coup in search of a legal theory." Judge Carter said the illegality of the plan was obvious. The ruling states, quote, "Based on the evidence, the court finds it more likely than not that President Trump corruptly attempted to obstruct the joint session of Congress on January 6th, 2021. Well, can't wait to see how old Donnie Trump wiggles his way out of this one. Nevertheless. Hey, thanks for watching. Hit the subscribe button so you don't miss any of our new videos. Also, if you want to see Means Morning News in its complete form, not just the clips we post here, head on over to Means TV and get access to all our new episodes and our entire backlog, plus tons of other great movies and original TV shows.